committee in charge of monitoring the implementation of the recommendations of the Major National Dialogue has proposed the creation of an industrial zone that will provide job opportunities to over 9,000 internally displaced persons from the crisis-stricken Anglophone regions of the country as a way forward to addressing the situation. The proposition was made known Thursday, September 3, by the spokesperson of the Major National Dialogue, Dr. George Ewane, during a press briefing that took place after the holding of the inaugural session of the committee in charge of monitoring the implementation of the recommendations of the dialogue. Apart from the creation of an industrial zone, the 18-member committee made up of religious and diaspora, led by the Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Dion Gute, mentioned students resume school, the creation of peace grassroots ambassadors to ease the reconciliation process, and the enforcement of measures to end ghost towns. The committee equally reviewed actions taken by the government so far towards resolving the crisis, including presidential remitting the crimes over 300 detainees of the Anglophone crisis, the presidential plan for the reconstruction of the two regions, the recruitment of the first batch of English-speaking judges, among others. Though contented with what is gradually being done, members of the committee expressed the wish to see some of the above-mentioned actions, including the reconstruction plan for the regions, take effect. Clashes between police and protesters erupted on Thursday in Conakry after Guinean President Alpha Condé filed papers before the Constitutional Court to run for a third term in October elections. Police used tear gas against demonstrators in other parts of the city who were protesting the candidacy of Condé and the killing of a 21-year-old youth during a rally this week. For months, tens of thousands have taken to the streets in Guinea to protest against another term of Condé insists he is following his will of the people by running this October after a public referendum in March that helped reset the presidential term limits. The 82-year-old president arrived on Thursday afternoon at the court with a strong security detail and resorted soldiers. He was accompanied by his wife Hadja Dene Condé and several ministers. He is the fourth candidate to file his nomination. Condé would be contesting against former ministers Ousmane Kaba, Abdul Kabele Kamara and Ousmane Dorim. Currently, he is nearing the end of his second and final 5-year spell in office. His opponents have condemned that now makes him eligible for a third term. Since March, more than 30 people have died in the protests against Condé. Hundreds of people could be found marching in the streets of Bukavu, the capital of South Kivu province in the eastern region of Democratic Republic of Congo on Thursday. They raised their voices in solidarity with Nobel Peace Prize laureate Dr. Denis Mukwege, who has been the target of death threats since July after he publicly condemned an 80-person massacre in the strife-torn region on social media. Even women the doctor had medically attended to following acts of sexual violence joined the march after first gathering at his hospital in nearby Panzi to express concern and show support. In addition to providing medical care to victims of sexual violence in war at his hospital, Mukwege has been campaigning for human rights violators to receive punishment from crimes committed during the two Congolese wars of the 1996 to 1998 and the 1998-2003, especially as their lingering effects can still be felt in the country today. Denis Mukwege is a renowned gynecologist who won the Nobel Prize in 2018 for his work aiding victims of sexual violence in war.